Today I'm going to show you how to use Microsoft Outlook, the online version, in order to be able to put in your documented tasks in all of your meetings for the day. So the first thing I do is I go to my web browser and I type in myECSD.net. Once I am here, a waffle is going to show up in the top left-hand corner. This is where all of my Office 365 apps are housed. So this is the waffle right here. When I click on it, here's my Outlook. Yours may be in another spot on here, but these are the ones that I have pinned to my bar. So when I select Outlook, it is going to appear like so. In order to access the calendar component of this, I am going to go down to the calendar. I'm going to select it. From there, it is going to have my calendar show up with all of my meetings. Sometimes I might have other people's calendars also shared with me. So if you have that and you don't want to be able to see them, you can just quickly select them off by doing so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the space and automatically a window opens where I can put in my tasks. So there's one of two ways of doing this. I tend to just put down documented tasks. I click it for all day because I keep track of it all in one space. And so I usually select more options. When I am in this space, I for sure don't want it reminding me all the time. So I go to remind me and I say never. From here, I list everything that I've done. So if I've signed on at 8:30 in the morning, I will put signed on. From there, if I have a meeting at 9 o'clock with my partner, I will put meeting with Carrie. From there, I will also add in whatever we have met about. I do this more for my own personal reminders of what tasks we have discussed and who's doing what. And then I list them all like this throughout the day. Now, if I want to, when I'm done, I make sure I select save. If I want to add to that, I can go back into over here where it says documented tasks, click on it. It gives me the edit option. I can go back here and add to it. I find it much easier to add throughout the day as I have my meetings so that I'm very aware of what's going on because it's really hard to do it at the end of the day again. Make sure every time that you do this that you for sure enter save. If you're wanting to create a meeting with somebody, and so let's say, for example, I have a meeting tomorrow at 9 o'clock. If I again click in this space, I can say meeting, website meeting with Amy. And then from there, I can select more options. I always go to the more options piece. If I want to invite Amy, then I will invite her. I will just type her name. She should show up as one of my options. I do this. Now, when I invite Amy, there's a couple of options up in this response option section. It's going to send her an invite through her email. If I want to see that she got it and has responded, then I can say request response. If I don't want this, I will select that off. If this also allows her to forward it to somebody else to invite them to the meeting. If I don't want her to be able to do that, I can also switch it off. I really don't see any need for this, but sometimes for very private meetings, then they will make sure that this is clicked off. From there, if I'm going to have a Teams meeting, I might select Teams and select a space where I'm going to have the team. I also don't want it reminding me all the time, so that's for myself. But if you want a reminder 15 minutes before, you can set your reminding time for here. So I'm going to leave it for 15 minutes before so that I don't forget. I'm going to switch this to 9:30 because that's what time our meeting is going to be at. You'll notice over here, it will tell me if that person is available or isn't. So assuming that you've already had contact with them, they might have already put it in their calendar, or you can actually send them the invite and they can just accept it and it automatically will go. So if you notice when I say 8 o'clock, everyone's available at this time, so then it would work like so. From here, I can put meeting notes in here, so I can put down some things that need to be discussed just to say what it's about. I can also attach a document, so if I want them to read something, I can attach a document from my computer. I can also attach an image, etc. So lots of different ways to do this. Once you're done with this, you can hit send. When I hit the send, it is going to show up in my site as a meeting. It is also going to show up in Amy's as a meeting from her once she has accepted it from her email. Now, that being said, if I want to make any changes to it, you'll notice I'm the organizer. I can discard this one as well. And when I discard it, it will be deleted. Well, it should be deleted. I might not want to actually have her there, so I'm going to kick her off. But you'll notice that when I did have her there, it said that we're awaiting her response. I'm going to discard this. It's going to ask me if I'm for sure. I say yes, and it will eventually disappear from my meeting time here. That's how to use Outlook online to put in your tasks.